Hello and welcome to the Binge Thinker episode 26. My name is Jameel Raymond. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here today. My guest on this podcast is a good friend of mine, a fantastic comedian and one of the most polarizing figures in Melbourne comedy. Please welcome Mr. Adem Ulutas.
What's going on, guys? Do all good? All good.
You look great.
I'm a G, bro.
Yeah, you are a G. What's with the suit? Let's talk about that. You wanted to hold that off for the pod?
No, I think we already talked about it, but fuck.
No, I didn't.
We didn't?
No.
No, I'm just trying to change my brand, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm sick of being the soccer clothes wearing comedian.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get into like the, corporate side of, just trying to follow money, pretty much.
Yeah.
The laughs are irrelevant. At this
We
point,
know, bro.
at this point, like at least if you bomb, like you bomb in style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can still pick up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Can
Like
you though?
100%.
You get what, after a bomb, if they've seen your bomb?
Oh, dude, man, I've done it so many times.
Really?
Oh yeah. I was like, I was just warming up. That's what I tell them. Like I got a lot of stuff going on at home. That's what I say.
Yeah.
And then they go, oh really? And look, it's usually a 3.5 hour grind after that.
That's a big hole. It's a big hole to fucking come back from.
Definitely, yeah. It is. It's definitely a big hump to go over.
But hey, if they're giving you 3.5 hours of your time but not fucking you, that's got to say something about them, right?
Well, look, I don't like to say stuff about other people.
Bullshit.
That's not my thing. I guess I am a polarizing figure in this Melbourne comedy scene. People like kind of respect that I'm funny, just not on stage.
Yeah, that's where it starts, right? It always starts as funny off stage, and then it's just about converting it to getting on stage, though, right? Like
Maybe.
I think it is. Like,
Maybe.
What Bill Burr says, comedy is really just getting as close to you talking shit with your mates as possible.
Yeah,
and I'm a big
fuck
believer in that, right?
Yeah.
We were talking about this, off pod. It's just that's what you want to do. You just want to be relaxed and having fun, and just really just talking shit.
Yeah.
Talking shit is a lot of joy.
We learned that when we were speaking to Andrew Schultz.
Yeah.
Yeah. How good was that?
That was great. Although I will admit I pussied out.
Didn't you meet him?
I didn't say hi.
Because you were doing the whole like, oh man, you're going to embarrass me thing to me. Like, why are you going to go talk to this guy? And I'm like, bro, I'm trying to learn fucking everything.
No, yeah. And
I'm trying to learn everything.
Man.
And then I talked to Gagnon for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And you were just,
I'm wearing the shirt.
What
I'm wearing
shirt?
the fucking
shirt he gave you.
Yeah.
He gave it to us for free too.
Yeah, because I sold like fucking 6 or 7 of the shirts.
Oh, you sold his shirts?
Yeah, when I was talking to Mark.
You are a mule.
Jameel. But yeah, man, it's one of my biggest regrets, honestly, is that that night we went and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe you're doing it. But really, I was just being a fucking insecure little pussy. Yeah. But literally, I was talking to Mark, talking shit with him, and then he fucked off for a little bit. And I was like, when I was talking to Mark, people come into the merch stand, and I'd just be like selling them, being like, hey, that's a good shirt. That looks good on you. What size are you?
Yeah.
And I sold like 5 or 6 shirts, and he gave me one for free.
I remember seeing on a couple of the comments on his podcast, like, where's the Asian guy? How come he doesn't get any recognition?
Yeah, well, he's racist.
It's another addition to Flagrant 2. They just need an Asian guy.
Yeah.
That's all they don't have.
Well, I mean, they got Akash. He's Indian.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess that counts.
It does, technically. But I pussied out, and I do regret it.
He did talk about that though. He was like, he's like, just speak how you would with your friends. Andrew Schultz told me that personally.
Yeah.
I got some mentoring from the king.
Yeah, fucking great.
And then I changed my whole thing up. I started putting clips out. I was actually doing pretty well in comedy, and then the pandemic, fucking what an excuse, huh? Fucking killed me.
Yeah.
Killed us, huh?
We're still fucking recovering from it, I think. Because in that time, we've just seen the transfer from stage to digital, right? For as far as comedy goes.
Yeah.
This is something I keep a pretty sharp eye on because of ACN. Is that the people that are ahead in comedy now are all the internet comedians, right? Your Neils, your Lewises. Look at fucking Kidgel, he's killing it, and fucking good on him. Like I'm not hating at all. I think it's great.
Of course.
So they were pioneers in this region, in this what we're doing, and they're fucking dominating.
They were there
It's
from the
amazing.
start. Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
They were there, right?
And yeah, comedy is in a very weird place now because we're extracting value out of the live experience to market ourselves on social media. Right?
Yeah.
And that's what I kind of don't like about what's going on.
When
now.
does it end?
That's the problem.
When
It's
the
like,
fuck does it end?
oh, I think what'll happen is, and I hope this is what happens, is that we get past the fad part of what TikTok is and this high speed, high turnover sort of content.
Yeah, yeah.
And we just go back to original, intentful, longer format stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I said this on another pod, is like TikTok is the short game, YouTube is the long game. That's where you want to put your longer format stuff out because the audience is prepared to see it that way. You can be a bit more artistic, more creative. And that's what I think we were talking about again before, is that it's just, people are fucking like over it. Us as creators, us as amateurs to this game, that, it's so much effort to just be funny now because you've got to be a marketer, you've got to learn how to edit shit. There's so many more soft skills or, practical skills that are required to be a comedian. And comics aren't technical. You know what I mean? We're there to be funny. We're there to be creative. But there's a lot of technical aspects now to comedy and being a comedian that a lot of people aren't prepared for.
That's why I got an editor. I got an editor now.
Yeah?
Got an editor, bro. I've done it. Finally. It took me 3 years. It took me so long to get an editor.
Dude, you got to learn these skills yourself though, man.
I have. I've learned them. I was doing them and then I'm like, fuck, like I still suck on stage.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm like, I have to fix that. And it's just every night of just like freaking out. And then I'm like, today, like this is the thing I was like, my biggest problem, I reckon, is like I get inside my own head. Like I reckon like confidently, like if I'm confident, I'm the funniest guy like in Australia.
Yeah.
I reckon easily. Like when I'm outside, whatever, talking shit, easily funniest guy.
Yeah.
Like the shit I say, I don't even know how it's being funny, but it's like so awkwardly funny for whoever I'm going to go see and talk to. The person I'm talking to is mortified.
Yeah, I've seen that many times.
But everyone else is like, I gotta see this.
Yeah. And I have said that about you in the past. Is like, yes, you're fucking hilarious in the moment, and that's where we all are. We all start off there, right? And that transfer, we have to make it methodical, and you sort of have to sort of make it it's an unnatural process to put onto stage because of the self-consciousness, because you need the energy to bounce and feed off, right? I totally get what you mean about the confidence around that sort of shit.
Yeah.
I'm the same. Like, I don't gig as much. We all know that I'm not really a comedian anymore. But for the gigs that I'm doing now, I'm just getting more comfortable talking on stage, and that's giving me better energy.
Yeah.
And I've got less jokes, but people are still having a great time because I'm whatever minimal shit I've got to talk about. It's interesting and it's engaging.
Yeah.
And that's because I'm not freaking out about my material, making sure every line's perfect, every fucking nuance is there.
That's the killer, bro.
Yeah.
I think I've got a bad ability to express myself. I do it horribly.
Yeah.
Like whatever I'm trying to tell people, they're just like, what the fuck are you saying? Like it happens so often.
Yeah.
So yeah. And that's why it's funny to watch me talk to other people, because I'm trying to say something, but it's just coming out wrong.
Yeah.
Like, it just comes out wrong all the time. Like I aggravate a lot of people. Like I'm not actually trying to say that.
Yeah.
But I lack the vocabulary.
But at least you're aware of it, right? And that's
Which makes it worse.
But if it works, man, it fucking works, right?
Yep.
Why, why change what's not broken, right? If this is a situation where you were genuinely trying to express yourself and talking about you can't fucking ask for help, right?
Yeah.
If you can't, vocabularize and define how you need help, that's a problem. But if you're just out there talking shit, it doesn't need to be perfect. It's just about how it's transmitted.
Yeah.
Right? Fucking absurdist comedy is great, and they say nothing sometimes.
Yeah.
The communication is just in the rhythm and the feel. So sometimes it works.
Interesting. Yeah.
So I don't think you have to stress about that too much. And that's why I know you sort of lean on crowd work a bit to do that. And I get it. But, I'd say you just have to relax into being on stage so you can, the natural part of you can come out a bit more.
I do sometimes tap into that. Sometimes it does happen. But yeah, I feel like friend confidence.
Yeah.
Like I'm confident in front of my friends. Like it's kind of like that, you know, like, oh, you're gonna call your cousins type of shit.
Yeah.
Like I bring that to stand-up comedy. You know what I mean?
But that's a
well,
good
yeah,
thing.
bro. Like my mates are here, bro. I'll say whatever I want.
Yeah.
You know?
Fucking staunch.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
But that's the thing. When I do say whatever I want, it's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just that's why I'm like on the Steve Harvey train now. I'm like trying to like find like confidence in myself. Like you know, there's just some like sayings that you pull out. Like a man's, you know, he's. I don't know what the first part of it is.
Sorry,
but
I didn't check track of time. All good.
it's all right. The second part of it is the quality of your thoughts will be the quality of your life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, sure. And so yesterday I did that. I was like, I'm just going to be positive. Like, it doesn't matter if I bomb. I'm just going to be positive about it, which it worked. It worked.
Yeah, but there is that, right? So that's just mindfulness, really. The quality of your thoughts depends on the quality of your life. That's something, you know, Sam Harris, the Stoics, you know, that is just a general life philosophy about thinking positively, right?
Marcus Aurelius.
Correct.
My boy.
Yeah, my boy Seneca. But yeah, you're absolutely right. There is that aspect. If you doubt, it's like another thing that I love about that thoughts thing is whatever you believe, you're right.
Interesting.
If you deeply believe
Yeah.
that you aren't funny and you are panicking on stage, that's going to translate in the way that you act and speak in mode, right?
Yeah.
So but the thing is, people think that, just think positive, right? But the think positive, if it's just in the front of your head, it's not going to last that long because all the negative shit that you've accumulated over years sits in the back, and it takes a lot of time to unwind all that shit. I talk about this on this pod all the time. It's about, you know, that the mind part and that presence takes a lot longer to fix than you think.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when I was, so like in some ways, yeah, I'm fucking shredded and lean, but I'm still the fat kid inside in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I'm talking about self-esteem and confidence and stuff.
I've taken to a Vietnamese show. I've seen it. You're like, I want the pork crackle. You're like, fuck, relax.
Not pork crackle. It's not pork crackle.
You don't eat pork crackle?
Yeah, I do. But yeah, I don't buy it from Vietnamese shops. Anyway, whatever.
It's
Much
a joke.
emotions. Yeah, I'm fucking it up. But yeah, the think positive stuff, the quality of your thoughts is really important, right? And you know, just it reminds me of like the Patrice thing, Patrice O'Neill, when he said like he wanted to kill himself, and in that low point when he was using when he was at a point in his life in his comedy where he, instead of loving the audience for the act of comedy, he was leveraging to get something out from the industry.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Is when you are, if you're just leveraging.
I do that with my family.
What?
Just leverage.
Yeah, that's called being a child.
But I'm your son.
And that has run out. We have run out of steam on that one, my friend. Yeah. But that's the thing is intent. We talked about this before. Again, intent is so powerful in all of this stuff about how you feel about what you're doing and why you're doing it. And if you're too busy in your head worrying about the next line and the next setup, you're not really being present with your friends in that way that you are with your friends because you're leaning into the experience.
Definitely.
So yeah, you've really just got to relax, I think.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, definitely. It's like an issue. Just got to fix it. You know, it's another thing on the path.
Oh yeah.
You know, I feel like I do also feel like YouTube's like taken over my life. Like I watch like way too much YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I'm just repeating what The Rock's been saying. You know, pretty much. Like I'm on that viral, you know, brain load, you know, which I got to stop. Like obviously I got to cut it out, but I don't know. It's hard to be relaxed with like your own thoughts without like putting
something in the way.
Yeah. Like Jordan Peterson over the top.
Yeah. You got to slay the dragon.
Yeah.
Play your fucking room. Yes.
But yeah, I do like this setup where you got like all these people like on the wall that you kind of like look up to, which is great.
Yeah, but that's all, part of that. It's mostly for decoration, but that's an alignment with the aspiration, right? Because, being alone with your thoughts, yeah, it's fucking hard.
Fucking real hard.
Yeah, but that was honestly one of my biggest healing processes in whatever I've been doing the last couple of years, is being comfortable in my own head and with my own thoughts and with my own company.
Interesting.
So, yeah, making a friend of your mind.
No, I'm cool in my head. Like I'm relaxed.
Yeah.
Like me and fucking Ulutas get along like great.
Yeah, but if you you say that now, but when you are put in these situations that, when you put you at your edge, or it makes you uncomfortable, right? Those are the parts of your mind that get triggered, and if you've hit something traumatized or something hits you, right? Then your friend is, there's no friend in your head then.
Yeah.
Right. When you're hitting that edge, when you're pushing into something that makes you uncomfortable, your ego will kick in and they'll give you every reason why this is wrong or what you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
So it's easy to say this now in the moment when we're having a casual conversation, but you don't recognize how many of your emotional edges that trigger these negative thoughts in your mind you're actually bumping into day to day.
Look, I just need to go to therapy.
Yeah.
I just need to get it done. I used to go like right when I started comedy. First started, I was doing therapy and I wasted a lot of good material.
That's what open mics are, man. It's free therapy.
They're like, let this go. I'm like, fuck, I should have recorded that because I was being funny. I was like saying like this traumatic thing that happened in my life. Yeah. And then I was just adding something funny to it. And then she was laughing and I was like, what the fuck are you laughing at? I was like, yeah. It was like this girl, she's pretty hot. I was like, what are you laughing at? Like I'm making her laugh, but I'm like, I'm fucking crying here or whatever. Nah, look, I'm not Gary Jahal. I'm not going to talk about my crying. But I'm just...
Hey, you leave Gary out of this.
Well, yeah, he's on another episode.
I know, but this is a pro-crying podcast. Right?
Pro-crying.
Yeah. Get your feelings out, man. It's like throwing up. You got to get that bad shit out of you.
Yeah, I know. Look, like I said, I've got to go do that therapy. I reckon I need it now. I reckon I'll go get my 10 sessions. Probably go back to the same girl and be like, hey.
I got a tight 20 for you. Here we go.
I got a suit.
By the time you get to therapy, bro, that thing's going to be tattered.
Oh, this?
Yeah, you'll be sleeping in it and shit.
Alessio was here. Just like all this fucking writing. I'll probably lend it out, knowing me. I just like giving things away.
Yeah, I'm a bit the same. I've got a lot of stuff out for other people because I seem to acquire a bunch of shit and I'm like, I don't need this. I just pass it on. But yeah, the therapy's good. I mean, obviously the jokes are just a defense mechanism, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the same. I developed self-depreciation as a form of defense when I was a kid, and I recognized that.
Interesting.
So, yeah, when I was like 9, 10 years old.
I just had a knife.
Yeah, I couldn't fight with my weapons. Right?
Well,
yeah,
not everyone could be a warrior or a soldier of God.
How is Sam G going anyway?
Sam G? I don't know.
Soldier of God?
Is he?
Oh no, is it Brazilian? The soldier.
Sam G, that's your boy.
I know.
Is he a soldier of God?
No, I thought the soldier of gods were like an African thing. No.
Nah, bro. Nah. Soldier of God's, I don't know. Maybe Mike Tyson said it. I'm unbreakable. I'm unstoppable.
I'm a soldier of God.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. But yeah, I like to add in like a little bit of like, philosophical quotes into my life now that it makes other people think that I've listen to some audiobooks.
Yeah.
It's just
listen to this podcast.
You know what I mean? Like one of them I'm like trying to like get my head around because I'm like, why the fuck am I doing comedy? Like no reason. As in like I want to be funny. I want to be like the funniest guy on earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 100%. Like no one's standing in my way. But I'm like, like why? And then I was like listening to Marcus Aurelius Meditations, fucking the greatest book ever to exist.
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to audiobooks.
Yeah.
I listen to audiobooks.
Yeah, I can barely read. I don't have the attention span to read much anymore.
That's what I've been telling my parole officer. So, where are we? He said, and this will fuck anyone up, that even if you are remembered, like, let's say you are.
Yeah.
Let's say you are like a who's like a B-level rememberer, like Michael Jackson.
B-level?
Yeah.
Nah.
Who's A-levels like Jesus and Moses? Michael Jackson can be like forgotten in like 180 years.
Maybe not 80.
30 years, he's gone.
Bro.
What do you mean no?
No, his music will live on. But I get what you mean. Okay, compared to Jesus, yeah. All right. Yeah.
Jesus, okay. Marcus Aurelius will live on. Wait, like I don't even know a quote from Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I didn't do it.
Are you asleep? So, I don't even know a quote from Michael Jackson. You know what I mean?
But you don't have to quote him. He's got amazing songs that have sold hundreds of millions of albums. But anyway,
well, yeah, you can quote a song. Yeah, quote a song. Yeah, easy. Yeah, that's like a quote. Like he's saying it, you could repeat it. Blah blah blah. The man in the mirror, whatever. Yeah. Okay. But like compared to like even like he will be forgotten. Give her like 2050. I reckon he's done.
Nah. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah. But even if you are remembered, all you are is just a sound.
Yeah, your energy.
You're just like, oh, remember Michael Jackson? That's it. That's all you are.
Yeah.
Like this will live longer than Michael Jackson will.
Because
they can remember it, you know what I mean? They can watch it.
Yeah.
So that's what fucked me up for like a week, and then I was like, who gives a fuck if you are remembered? Fuck life, you know what I mean?
You're not, but that's the thing. That's more of a quandary of life and the legacy you leave behind and the impact that you make.
Yeah, but who cares about legacy?
Everyone.
You'll never come close to Jesus. No matter what you do in your life, once you start a religion.
Yeah, but you don't have to aspire to be Jesus. You just want to live a good life at the very least.
See,
right?
that's not the mindset. I want to be the best.
I want to be the best too.
But I want to be better than Jesus. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's gonna be a fucking struggle.
You know what I mean? Like I need someone to write a book about me or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need to be followed.
Yeah.
We all do.
Kind of, but you got to be doing it for the right reasons, man. You got to be doing it for the right reasons because, like, for me, that just says like it's a fear of death. Right, I think it's a fear of because, like, I understand where you're coming from because I had a similar thing a few years ago. Right, I used to freak out about dying and have a massive fear of death. And what I have found to realize from that, and talk about be impactful. I want to be the biggest, biggest, and I do have that competitive streak in me.
I want everyone to listen to this podcast.
I want to fucking one day I'll show them I'll be this.
Yeah,
right? That honestly comes, I think, from two areas. I think the fear of the impact that you're going to make or not going to make comes from a fear of death, and that fear of death really comes from the lack of where you think you are and where you should be in life versus where you actually are, that gap, right? And then, what was the other part? Fuck, lost my train of thought. So there's the fear of death, and then that, I want to be the biggest and the best and the greatest and really pulling it out to 11 to 12. It comes from a lot of hurt. It comes from a hurt ego, something in the gut of you that goes, I wasn't worthy at one point. Yeah. I wasn't fucking chosen, and I'm sick of not being chosen, and I'm going to fucking show them how that is.
Yeah.
And I can give some pretty hectic, serious examples, right? Is that for example, one of the things I remember about when I was leaving my ex was we had issues with our sex life. And I always thought I would run away and just bang a bunch of chicks because I had been with her for 10 years, spent my entire 20s, had, not a lot of sex with other people.
Yeah.
But that was always rummaging in the back of my mind throughout the end of the relationship about that issue that we had. But once I figured out what my problems were around, unworthiness and, and figured that shit out, that overcompensation is pretty much disappeared. because you sort of make peace with what was and what you're trying to counterbalance, which is really that hurt you felt inside, that feeling of lack of.
Okay.
So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm still fucking ambitious about lots of things in my life.
Yeah.
But that point of, it's pretty egoic that I'm going to be the fucking biggest, hardest cunt around. I'm going to be bigger than God. I'm going to be that ego, right? That Conor McGregor-esque.
Yeah.
There's a healthy part which is proving yourself, and there's an unhealthy part which is overcompensating for times where you haven't felt like you're enough.
Okay.
And you got to find the balance in that.
Yeah.
And that's just from my experience, and because I've been there, right? Just been a guy that's had to figure out life and go, fuck, I want to be so much, I want to do so much. But then I wasn't doing it. And then that failure to launch frustrated the fuck out of me. And then the thoughts got more erratic and a lot more extreme because the drive and the propulsion was there to do it, but I wasn't moving and I wasn't doing it. And that disparity, the gap between doing and actually thinking it, and the more it increases, the more it fucks you up a little bit.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, I switched off, bro. I'll have to rewatch that part.
There's your next audio.
I was like, that was long.
That's what I do on this pod.
Just sum it up in a quick sentence so I can re-come back, answer it. So.
It's your ego that makes you want to work that hard and be that hard cunt.
Yeah. Right? I got to get over that fucking. I got an ego, but I didn't have an ego. When I first started, I had no ego.
About what?
About like just in soccer you get fucked.
Yeah.
Because you can be like the best soccer player in the world, be whoever the fuck you want to be. Like you be Ronaldo. You sit on the bench, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You're dead. You're sitting on the bench. You can't do anything. So you have to throw away your ego to sit on a bench. But you have to sit on a bench to play on a team.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. It's crazy because in Australia there's only there's a finite amount of games. There's 20 games. And if you sit on the bench for 10, you lost half a season.
I get that, but you're still in the fucking mix. You're the small fish in a big pond.
You're still in the mix, but who gives a fuck about practice? It's just practice.
No, practice creates mastery. It's a fucking Kobe mindset.
Oh, well, I was giving you an Allen Iverson quote. And I like it more.
I don't even know who that is. I know he's a fucking basketball
Allen
player.
Iverson?
I don't know basketball,
man. Allen Iverson was there's a movie that...
Is he the Oracle or some shit, whatever his name is? He's got a nickname like that. I remember that from one of those betting ads.
Nah, he's got he does have a betting problem. He's got a really bad betting problem. He lost everything.
Yeah, fuck.
He was a guy, Allen Iverson's story is crazy because he was the brash, small, tiny, he's tiny. But he would
What's tiny in basketball?
Probably just under 6 foot.
All right, cool.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, tiny. But he's got a crazy story. He went to jail at 16 for something he didn't do or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the whole town lobbied against it and they brought him out of jail and then he came.
Because he balled so hard or just because he was a good guy?
Look, talent does get you out of a lot of bad situations.
100%.
Yeah.
Look at OJ.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I don't know what talent he had though that he went back to, but
didn't need to. It just bailed him out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, he got out and then he was the short, small guy. He was like me, short, whatever, brash. He wouldn't wear clothes and shit, suits.
Right.
He just wear hip hop shit.
Yeah.
And so they put in a rule that he had, because of him.
Right.
That he had to wear a suit.
Yeah. And
so yeah, there's a thing that I remember that he does. It's just he's just fighting giants. He's the Hercules of in the NBA.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I kind of see myself like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that, I'm that without the skill.
But you'll acquire the skill. But everyone's fighting the giant.
Yeah.
Everyone's fighting the giant, right? We're all the same in that regard. Only some people are talented in some ways and they got the gift and good for them.
Yeah.
But the vast majority of it is the work, right? No matter what. it's the work.
Yeah.
I think I'm fighting a giant by creating ACN. I have, there's no blueprint for what the fuck I'm doing. I'm trying to push against, a very, not antiquated, but, a system, right?
Well,
by
of
doing
course.
my own thing.
There's a big system to push against.
Yeah.
But there's no blueprint on how to do it exactly. You're creating it.
Yeah. But I think, that giant part, here's the thing as well. It depends on what you perceive to be the giant. And is it a giant in your own mind, or is it literally an actual giant? Like, do we put a lot of weight into things and into people that actually don't matter that much? Like, that's what I've sort of realized being outside of comedy and having other aspects of my life.
Yeah.
That's what I like about, people. I'm not much of a comic anymore. Fine. I'm more of a producer. I'm still in the scene.
How many times you gig a week?
Once a month.
Oh, you gig once a month?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not a comic.
Yeah. I'm okay with that.
But like, if you do 2 or 3 times a week, that's comedian.
Yeah, and I'll gig a little bit more.
Which is fine. Like, you don't have to be.
Yeah, but I'm happy. That's the thing. Is
Yeah.
that definition of comedian. I still use it, but being a comic, that lack of definition doesn't affect me because I have other things in my life. But because we're so sucked into the idea of being comedians and being into comedy, and we wanted to define our lives, it means that every little bit of bullshit inside the comedy scene affects us more than it should.
Of course.
Because they're all just fucking people, man.
It's a schoolyard of fucking idiots.
Yeah.
It's a schoolyard of
we're
idiots.
all broken people in some way that have this little niche talent of making people laugh, and we're trying to figure out how to do it. And there's a hierarchy, but most of that hierarchy is mostly skill, some of it's luck. But all these perceptions and all these dramas are just reflections of our own insecurities. And most of these people aren't giants.
Yeah.
Right? There's the people that we get to be afraid of because they might be room runners or power brokers.
Yeah.
They're not
That's
giants. They're just fucking other idiots that have just done a little bit more nuance.
Yeah. But isn't that the whole of society? Isn't the whole of society just another idiot that's just got some sort of power that's trying to wield it in a
100%,
fucking schoolyard?
Yeah. It's the same shit. And that's...
Like, the business game would be the same.
Yeah.
Like, I saw Donald Trump tweet against Elon Musk.
Oh, that was a good...
It was like...
It's funny as...
What's like... But I know it's funny, but it's like, what was the point? You know what I mean? But that's comedy.
Yeah.
Comedy's just people saying shit about other people that there's no reason.
No.
There's no reason for us doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just, like I'll talk shit about like 3 people on this podcast. That's my talent.
Yeah.
And people will tune in for that.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like, man, and group chats, they're fucking savage, but they're so much fun.
Oh, man. Group chats.
Yeah. GCs,
Mate,
man.
the stuff we've said about you. I can show you some texts, but I never will. But vice versa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've got that. Oh, yeah, we've probably said fucking horrible things about each other in comedy. Yeah. And you will. Yeah. You'll say horrible things about, everyone. And, if you don't say it to their face, like, are you really saying it at all?
No, I'm not. That's the nature of this game, baby.
Which is another philosophical quote. If you hurt someone's feelings in a forest, who the fuck cares? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who cares?
If you berate someone in a group chat and no one shares it, was it really berating them at all?
Exactly. If you make a meme about this podcast and don't show it to half the comedy scene, did you really make it?
Now I'm starting to get insecure.
Exactly right. If you didn't dox a room runner, are you really doing comedy? These are these
Who
things.
the fuck got doxed?
Oh, no, I don't mean dox. I mean just like talking shit about it.
Okay, so I thought this was starting to get a couple of grains of reality in here.
Nah. This is not a fucking reality segment. You know, I mean? We're just chatting shit. Like,
but again, there you go. It's like, is this about me? That insecurity, no matter what.
It was.
No matter what. Fuck.
Why are there so many ethnics on that show?
That's we designed it that way. It's a struggle, man.
Stop headlining with the whites.
Oh, I've had that conversation with Sam. I know. No matter what. No matter how diverse it is, the good ones are always white.
Ethnic people aren't funny. What can I say? They're just not used to free speech.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
What a blow up. Yeah. That's the biggest laugh on this podcast ever, isn't it? Fucking hell.
Pretty much, actually.
See,
Yeah.
this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
I reckon I want to do the radio. I remember when I was younger, I used to just listen to radio.
But this is radio.
That's what I mean. Like, I want to do it. Like, I reckon I'll do it more than I'll do comedy, stand up.
Yeah.
I don't envision myself like I envision myself as the funniest guy, but I just don't envision myself like people actually giving a fuck about what I say.
Yeah.
Like legit give a fuck. I don't know.
Yeah. And that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't speak like this on the radio.
No, but you don't. The radio's dead, man. This is radio now.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. So
like if you want to get more mainstream or whatever, I guess you got to like tone
mainstream?
it back. That is true.
There is no mainstream anymore. That's the whole point of the creator economy.
I want an income.
Yeah, that's a different story.
I want to hang out with Brendan Favola. That's it. That's all I want. I want 5 minutes with the fucking king. We're going to do coke. I've never done it before, but I'm doing it.
Yeah, but that's the end of that. That's what I keep talking about in this pod. That's why I create this shit. It's really about just finding your niche, finding your people, getting enough together to get to a point. It's called 1,000 True Fans. There's a book, you should read it, 1,000 True Fans. And it's the concept is if you've got 1,000 true fans, you can make a decent living as a
I've
creative.
heard this concept. Yeah.
It's an actual book.
Yeah. It's how you manipulate people that like you.
No, it's not manipulation. It's not manipulation.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
The best way,
kidding.
it's the
I
hardest
get sensitive about this book, bro.
Yeah, but this is the basis of my theory about
my
why
life.
it is. I'm going to create this, all right? Yeah. There's no mainstream anymore. The mainstream sucks.
Mainstream, yeah. Well, it's still there. Still there.
It's there, but it's past. What do you listen to or watch on the mainstream?
I feel like there's a time in my week that I can devote to not offending as many people as possible, and that can be on the radio. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I can do like an hour a week on the radio. That's you know what I mean.
By the time you
I can hold my tongue for an hour, but
by the time you get to a level where you could do that and be on the mainstream, you'll have said so much shit that other people have hated on to get you cancelled that they won't hire you for that.
nah.
I'm serious.
I don't say anything bad against anyone,
man.
Ever.
Look. Bullshit. I'll give you a perfect example. We're talking about Nick Cody just then. About
I wasn't.
Are you talking about Fifi Box, motherfucker?
I was.
Yeah, bullshit. I love Cody. I've loved Cody.
I reckon he's a fucking sick guy.
He's great, hilarious comic.
I haven't seen his comedy that much, but yeah.
I've seen his comedy. I've seen it a few times. I think he's great. I love him. But his old pod, Something for the Drive Home with Bart Freebahn, man, you know back in the day when you could drop F-bombs, the new F-bomb?
Oh, the new F-bomb.
Yeah, just with reckless abandon.
Yeah.
That podcast had it. And I loved it. I laughed at it so much.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow he still made it there, right? But that's going to happen. But that's so far in the past and so deep in the back of, in the back catalogue of people's lives that it doesn't really matter. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe they leave the pod off and took it off, their distributor or whatever it is. But that's what I'm saying. Like, by the time we all mature to a point where we're mainstream viable, you'll get better streams out of your YouTube and all the ways that you can make money as a creator instead of being on the radio. Like, you
can. You might be able to.
Look at Schultz, right? Schultz is getting what, 700 or 800K views, maybe?
Yeah, but he started in the mainstream.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
He started with like MTV.
Yeah, but how much?
I don't have that start.
How much of his following came over from that mainstream?
Yeah, but he learned how to do it from MTV.
What about Mr. Beast?
Well, yeah, fair enough.
Right?
But he doesn't do it potty.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah. You can figure it out.
Yeah, you figure it out. But it's more viable. It's already more viable.
It is more viable. It's just I don't know how to fucking make fans like that. You know what I mean? Like,
you've got to be yourself and be consistent and understand what makes you you. It's like when it's like when fucking Alessio was trying to fucking sell you to me about being the soccer wog guy.
Oh yeah, well,
Yeah, find your niche.
I got a rep.
He's doing a great job. Fucking MIA cunt. Fucking.
Who's got an MIA? Alessio?
Alessio.
From what?
Just life.
Oh, he doesn't answer your phone calls?
Doesn't answer my calls. I'm trying to give him money. I'm trying to give him money for the stuff, the ACN shirts that he printed. I'm trying to give him money that he printed stuff. He won't even respond to that. I'm like, hey, I got more business for you. Doesn't return my calls.
Shit.
And I told him that. And he just goes, I'm MIA. And I'm like, all right, well,
Fuck, that's life.
that's his life.
You
man,
can't,
whatever.
yeah, exactly.
Fucking, he needs a bit of therapy too, I'm sure.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah.
But when I make this podcast about him, I'm the star.
You are the stuff, man. You're dressed, you're dressed to fucking kill.
Exactly. I can't really talk about, my agent. You're supposed to be my agent.
Why?
I don't know. You're putting all this shit together.
Yeah, but I'm not getting into management. I'm not going to manage people.
You don't have to manage everyone. Just have like 5 people. Why? Me, Alessio, John Farnham. I don't know why, but that guy needs a resurgence in his career.
He's already, how many resurgences has he had? And his manager's dead, actually, Glenn Wheatley. He
really?
died, like a few months ago. So
I reckon you could profit a lot from some people. Like, I'm just doing it so like, I know I'm not going to make any money. So I'm just,
but I want the help.
I just want some exposure, please. Please.
Yeah, but I don't want to make money off people. I want to make money from comedy and art and people valuing what this network creates.
Yeah, but do people actually, like, this is, like, before I went overseas, I was like, do people actually care about comedy?
Yeah.
I guess a little bit of
comedy
people
is booming, man.
Yeah, I guess so. I've been seeing a lot of Instagram clips, so I believe you.
Dude, look at people look at Blake, look at Ruben, look at all these people that are making great livings from dominating the right type of comedy for the right time.
Yeah.
And great for them. I'm not hating. I fucking love what they're doing,
Yeah.
right? Look at people that are getting the M&M's ads, all the people, like Paramount's taking all the streams.
Paramount hates me, bro.
How did you break the nose of Paramount?
I went to I did some sort of fucking audition with them, and I think they blacklisted me, tell you the truth.
What did you do?
Yeah, I was just like cut because they were like telling me to wear a mask, and like they would just like treat, and I was like wasn't wearing a mask. I'm not wearing a mask.
Yeah.
And they're like, because the mask mandates are gone in Melbourne, but they were keeping them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I was like, mate, I'm not wearing a mask. And then I've got an exemption, and they just treated me like weird. And then the girl, like, I think I said like my last name, and then she like laughed, and then I was like, why are you laughing at my last name? Yeah, because I was like.
Was it the wrong kind of laugh?
It was the wrong kind of laugh. And I was like, why are you laughing at, like, who laughs at that? And she was like, I wasn't laughing at your last name. I'm like, oh, okay, well then what were you laughing at? And then she just like curled up, and then she just like, they literally blacklisted me after that. Like, don't let this get out. And then my agent calls me up. He's like, what did you do? I'm like, they were laughing at my last name, mate. And then he was like, oh, fair enough. Yeah, I would have been an asshole to him too.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, look.
Don't worry, man. There's plenty.
No industry. No. I have no future in that company.
You won't want it, mate. Don't worry.
Well, it wasn't Paramount. It was just that fucking woman on that day, I guess. It was just, you know how they treat you like shit in extras? Have you done extras?
No, but I understand how they treat you. Like, I've seen it happen. And also, like, it's a very toxic business, show business, like the actual running of it.
Yeah.
It's
fucking, you go on those extra sites and you're like a chore to these people. It's like they're just like, the actors eat first. And you're like, what?
Yeah, there's weird hierarchies and shit.
Like I kind of get it. Like, obviously they're the fucking talent. We're just like shit cunts just standing in fucking, we're statues.
Yeah, Lorenzo.
We're statues that eat. Who's Lorenzo?
Lorenzo. He did I think he was an extra on Neighbours recently.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Isn't Neighbours over?
I don't know.
Home and Away's over. Which one's over?
I never watched any of them, so I don't know.
Fair enough.
Yeah. That was probably some GC chatter probably leaked out. Hey, Lorenzo.
I don't know. Oh, GC. Gold Coast? Oh, group chat. Okay. Whatever.
I'm fucking up. That's all right. Continue.
Nah, you're not fucking up. Just extras are fucked, man. And I hated that job. Whenever I'm on an extra site, whenever I'm on like a site, whatever, to like a studio, like a thing, and they're like you're not like the center of attention. I hate it.
Yeah, you're a moving prop.
I hate
That's
it.
what you are. You're a moving prop as an extra.
Oh man, we had this we did this one where it was for Furfies. Have you seen that Furphy commercial where they kick the ball and then the ball splits into two? He's like telling the story.
Yeah, I think I've seen it.
It's the worst one. There's like a dude and he's like on the mark and he kicks the goal.
Yeah.
So the filming of that was they decided to put that. There's a big, massive dude with a moustache. He's probably at least 120 kilos. They decided to put him on me. And they're like, play footy like you normally play footy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't play this in fucking this idiot sport. I don't play this inferior sport. You know what I mean? I was like, this is a fucking poor man's game, I play soccer or whatever. Yep.
Yeah.
And they put me on him and they actually got him to legit tackle me. And I was like, I didn't sign up for this. And they're like, do stacks on. So I'm on the bottom and they stacked on me. And I'm like fucking, I'm like destroyed, literally like fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we're doing one show and they're like, we have to celebrate with everyone. We're doing one shot. I jump, roll my ankle. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like out. I'm fucked. Like I've rolled my ankle.
Yeah.
They get the medic over. The medic's got like a Cert 2 in fucking
they got
cocksuckery or whatever the fuck they do.
Yeah.
They get a Cert 2 guy because it's cheaper.
Yeah, of course.
And he goes, I go, can you give me some pills, like some anti-inflammatories and whatever? He goes, nah, I can't. I'm like, well, then I'm going to go get some fucking pills. Like, he's like, yeah, I can't give them to you. I go, he's like, do you want us to call the ambulance? I'm like, no, I've rolled my ankle. I just need some pills.
Yeah.
And he goes, okay. He goes, yeah, you can. I'll ask him if you can leave. I'm like, I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
So I start leaving. I come back like 3 weeks later, bro. They docked my pay. Like they didn't pay me for like the last 3 hours.
Right.
I'm like, I got injured on your side.
Yeah.
You couldn't help me anymore. I was just going to sit around with an ice pack for like 3 hours. Why are you not fucking paying?
Yeah, because it's protocol, right? I get
protocol, but I was like, I got injured. You can't help me. I'm not calling the ambulance.
Yeah.
Don't fucking give me the 2 hours, bro. Like what? It's fucking. They didn't pay me the last 2 hours. So look, that might be the industry. I just hated that was the industry. Like I was just angry about that.
Yeah.
Like I'm hurt. I have to drive, and it was in Ballarat. I had to drive all the way back home. We got there at like 4 a.m. Anyways, it's me ranting.
Yeah, that's what this podcast is.
I was just cut. I was like, what? Why is this the industry? You didn't pay me for fucking petrol money. I drove all the way out here. Anyways, it was an interesting ride back.
But you'll drive to fucking Ballarat to do an open mic for nothing other.
Oh, I have.
I know.
The Robin Hood Hotel.
Monday nights, baby. No better way to spend a Monday.
You ever driven that far and just bailed out on your material? You go, fuck this.
No. No. I've done spots. I've done gigs in Bendigo.
Yeah.
But they were paid. So I was like, yeah, sweet.
Oh, fuck yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Getting paid in comedy is fucking really weird because you're getting paid to do a job, and if you don't do it, it's very dissatisfying.
I get what you mean. Like, yeah, you want to be earning that money.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a job. I just think you're obviously doing it to create value so you can make a living doing it. So I have no problem taking the money. If it's, if I'm there to entertain people, it's not an open mic, it's whatever. But you do feel like you have to earn it a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Nah, I do that a lot. Like when I'm emceeing and like they've given me money to it and I just bomb at the start, I'm like, oh, fuck. And then there's like this 7 to 10 minutes of just like I introduce the next guy and then I'm like, fuck, I got to win him. And it's just fucking just like in your brain, you're just losing it. You're like, nah, just fucking relax. You're going to do it. And then you'd spend like 3 or 4 minutes.
Want them back up.
Yeah.
You gotta stop spinning your wheels in your head.
Yeah, fuck.
Or just don't try and win them back. If you're like, I've bombed this MC a few times. And you know what? Just fucking get the cunts on that are funnier.
That's true too, but I know I've got the ability to win them back. Like I know if I go up with 0,
yeah,
like absolutely nothing, I'll win it back. But whenever I have material, it's fucked.
Yeah.
It's fucked.
I know, man. That's what I'm saying. It's that mindlessness, right?
Yeah,
You gotta get to a point where you're not thinking on stage. Like, when you're quick-witted and you're talking shit with your friends, you don't know. You've got like probably when I'm like fucking killing it with my mates and talking shit.
Yeah.
You're killing it, but you barely know what's coming out of your mouth when you're saying it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But but you know what I mean? Like you might have sometimes you'll have a joke but you've got that joke for like a split second before you're firing it off.
And before it sucks.
Yeah.
Like if you don't say it in that moment, it sucks.
Yeah.
I've done it so many times on the podcast. I wait like 5 seconds because someone's like finishing whatever. And then I say it and they're like, you an idiot?
You missed the boat, bro. You missed it. But that's that natural aspect of it, we're talking about. We're talking about comedy and shit. Is that it happens with almost any performance, really. Is that when you're getting up there and you're not thinking and just doing and you're feeling.
Yeah.
That's when it's fucking really good.
Yeah. I've tapped into it like 3 or 4 times at Dirty Secrets. I did like 20 minutes just like talking to the crowd, and then I was sitting on a chair just like I had them eating out of my hand.
Yeah.
Everything I was saying was just like kill. And I didn't record it. And I was like, how the fuck do I recreate that? And
you can't.
You can't.
Fuck.
You can
kind of set it up, right? You can kind of set it up, but I think it really comes down to that relaxed tone and sitting in the energy of that, right?
Yeah.
When you're killing and it's comfortable.
Yeah.
Because you're scrambling to get there, right? At the start.
Yeah.
But then, and you're just like, this is still going. This is still going. This is still going.
Yeah.
And then eventually you're like, nah, I've got this. But again, it's that climb to get there. I don't know if there's a method to that, really.
There's got to be.
You might have to check like some of the great improvisers like Ross Noble or some of the shit.
Oh, I hate him.
I don't know. But like, who's the only one I can really think of like.
Me. I see his stuff. I was like, oh, God, not Ross.
Yeah.
But look, I guess I'm a purist when it comes to crowd work.
How so?
So like, for those that don't know, crowd work is like when you ask the audience a question and then you receive an answer and then you come up with someone. When I look at Ross Noble, and I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. It's scripted.
Oh, he's got tricks in the bag for sure.
No, I reckon it's all scripted. Like from the last thing I watched, he had some bit about the Queen and then he had some bit about this, and he asked at the start, I guess he might get like 1 or 2 where he makes it up, but he's always trying to push him into that direction.
Yeah.
It's pretty script like. It's not like I'm just going to go from zero.
He's got a loose, I would definitely agree that he's got a loose set in mind, I'm sure.
No, it's not loose. It's all scripted.
Oh.
As in like just the initial questions out.
Yeah.
The rest of it's scripted. It might seem that way.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm fucking whatever. I'm like making.
Well, that's a good comedy though, isn't it?
Oh no! For those that like it, I'm just saying like I'm a purist when it comes to that, and obviously it's like not a popular opinion, but if you actually want to do crowd work and you actually want to work on like this is from 0 to whatever, you don't even know what questions you ask her.
Yeah.
Like I asked,
bro. You was like, "What do you do, bro?"
Obviously, yeah. You start,
some basics,
yeah,
some fucking elementary shit in there.
At the start, yeah. But I like, what did I ask yesterday? I was like, I don't know, like fucking. You asked like, I asked the guy, what do you reckon my dad looks like?
That's a good question.
Right?
Yeah.
But like, what I'm trying to say is like, he just come up with it in the spot, and then he said some racist shit.
Yeah.
And which is good.
Yeah, it's what you want. You want fucking energy.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And so like, but that's what I mean. Like, you come up with that type of stuff. Like, it's just like, where does this go? That's like crazy and still related. But I don't think Ross does that. Like Schultz does it. There are like 5 or 6. Like, there's probably more comedy purists.
Yeah.
When it comes to crowd work, Paul Chaudhry, he's fucking great.
Yeah.
He is fucking amazing. Paul Chaudhry, Ian Bagg. You probably don't know who these guys
Oh,
are.
Ian Bag, yeah.
You know him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking, I was going to say, Car Legacy.
Legacy, yeah, 100%. And it's great. I fucking love it.
It's good. Like, because it's so present. It's so in the moment. Right.
Yeah.
And good crowd workers can be funnier because people don't know where it's going to go. They have that subliminal knowing that this is in the moment. This could be weird. And that's what I kind of don't like about what's happening now with everyone trying to farm out crowd workers' content on TikTok and stuff, is because it really is a great part of comedy that it's like this gem. I think great crowd work.
It's kind of like not supposed to be on TV.
Yes, it is supposed to be present moment, should have been there, interaction.
Yeah.
Right? And I think it'll take away some of that sheen, you know?
Ah, okay.
I think over time, right?
But there's nothing better than a face-to-face interaction.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's you never beats an analog connection, right? But I just think that it takes it away. You know what I mean? And that's what I think is sometimes in the race to create content into being this sort of interesting, funny person, whatever it is that you're trying to put this persona, we're sacrificing the analog in-person experience by trying to digitize it and synthesize it.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think Zoom comedy works. Like, it doesn't really work. It can be okay, but you need that click. You need to be in the room and feel that energy. That'll never be replaced. And I kind of feel bad that they're sort of like eking away at it and sort of chewing away at it by, filming everything. We're filming everything for the sake of content now.
Yes. Gary Vee's fucked us up. Like completely. Like completely. But I guess there's like I've had this conversation with people because I just love giving out advice. Unsolicited.
Yeah, this is podcast, man. What are you talking about? This is semi-solicited advice.
But yeah, like I've had like arguments with people. I'm like, oh, why don't you just put stuff out? But I don't think people watching like your stand-up clips will come and watch you do stand-up. I think people come from like other avenues.
Oh yeah.
Like I wouldn't look at Joe Rogan's stand-up and be like, yeah, I'm just gonna go watch his stand-up after that. I'll watch his podcast, and the podcast brings me to the stand-up. But the problem people are having right now, and like Tim Dillon and Theo Von and like Chris DiStefano, they're doing the same stuff they do, or probably Bill Burr, same shit. The stuff they do on the pod, it's pretty much the special. Like it's pretty much like most of the special. Like I've heard these jokes before. Do you know what I mean?
That's because we also... we are also keeping an ear out for that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
You got to remember that podcasts are mostly not fully listened to. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. When people are listening to podcasts, it's usually background noise for something else.
Yes.
It's not intentful listening. And because we are following this, I mean, and in the scheme of things, like we're comedy purists and comedy fans, big comedy fans, we're going to pick that stuff up a lot more than the average, the average punter is.
Yeah.
I don't think,
because the Tim Dillon one was like, I've heard all this.
Yeah. But that's the thing. That's also one of the sacrifices of content.
Yeah.
Is that unless you've done something like a Schultz where you've had the live experience, you've kept that segmented away, ready for the special.
Yeah.
Most people you're gonna generate value by burning
most of
your shit.
Yeah.
Because those are the things you've got in the now that are funny.
Yeah.
Unless you were like ridiculously prolific, right? But how many times have we heard Rogan do the same story over and over again?
Yeah, exactly.
Some of Dylan's stuff. I saw I saw when he came here. Yeah, I'd heard a few of the bits already. But you're there to experience him now. You're there to experience the people in the experience as opposed to I'm here for the jokes.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's the changing face of it, right?
Yeah.
Is that, and I've said this before, is like content is a commodity now. It's the commodity that generates the pipeline of engagement that you convert into value to make a living.
Yeah.
Right? If you're great at it, you can farm it out like Kidgel, right?
Definitely.
Awesome.
Or Tim Dillon.
Yeah. The same thing, right? But yeah, that's the sad thing is that the art form has become a little bit commodified but that's the sacrifice we have to make to break down the barriers that there was between us and the mainstream.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like you sacrifice that bit. You're your own producer.
Yeah.
It's your own shit.
You know, pre-mainstream, you're essentially in the dark to the public until you made it to the mainstream. Right?
But should it be that way?
Huh?
Should it be like you're in the dark until you're there, and then when you're there, okay, now you're ready?
I don't know.
Because there's so many people that are like, I would say Tim Dillon, probably one of them too, like probably shouldn't be as big as he is compared to his comedic ability, as in on stage. Like his on stage does not represent in any way his podcast. His podcast is best.
Yeah.
No one comes close to like breaking down a topic or just chatting shit. Amazing.
Yeah.
But the stand up, it's like, I think that's the fucked up thing we have in our heads too. We're like, oh, they're not that good.
Are they funny?
Yeah, exactly.
They're funny way more
Yes.
during the week than that 1 hour that we pack them for.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is that we're used to that exchange of value, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if Tim is fucking hilarious for 3 hours a week, if you're a Patreon subscriber, or 4 hours a week, he's delivered a lot more hilarious value to you then.
Yes.
Dribs and drabs, as opposed to the peak experience of stand-up itself.
Yeah.
And I think, again, that's the shifting nature of what we do as comedians. And because comedy has never gone through this level of expansion, right? Since the birth of it, really. So I think people are adjusting to it a little bit more, and we're sort of merging and sort of melding a little bit. And we're in demand because of our authentic ways, hopefully, our personalities that differ. And that's what really is. It's the personality of the comedian that shines through in who they are.
Yeah.
Because you're only a really great comedian when you are you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We spend 10 years in this craft trying to figure out who we are. Once we found our voice, and then we can nail down the voice and fucking, lean into it, then we're set.
Yeah.
Right? So, that's what I mean. Like, the special is dying, right? The hour is dying. People don't have the attention span for that shit anymore. Yeah. People who make specials, make it 40 minutes, cut it up, everything's being piecemealed.
Yeah.
Right? It's just being broken down a little bit, and you just got to get used to it, or, find other ways to be engaging.
Yeah. I think the thing that pisses me off, like, about like podcasting and that the most is like, this is pretty irrelevant, but people think Joe Rogan's dumb. I think people that think Joe Rogan like is stupid.
People that don't know Rogan and haven't watched a full, if you've listened to 3 podcasts of his, if you haven't listened to 3 Rogan podcasts, you're going to think he's dumb. You know what I mean?
I still don't think he's dumb. Like, I think someone that thinks he's dumb is an idiot.
Correct.
Like, he talks to the smartest people on earth every day. Like, people that are top of their field. Even if he was dumb. But he's trying to learn from the smartest people on earth.
He's got the access.
It's crazy.
But you are putting weight and investing into the ideas and the opinions of people that are dismissive of him for their own agenda.
Yep.
No one that has actually taken the time to listen to Joe and what he is and what he's about would say he is dumb.
Definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
That's just the reality of it. Is that people that dismiss Joe, you don't have to fucking like him. You can't dismiss him or disrespect him. Why? Because fucking 300 million people are aligning to who he is and what he says.
Like, the stuff I've learned off the Joe Rogan experience is like probably the reason why I'm here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe not this suit, but
it's a good suit.
No, I'm saying I didn't learn the suit thing. Like, I was dressed in a suit and whatever, but like the stuff I've learned from that, as fucking dumb as that sounds, I've learned so much from just that fucking podcast.
Dumb. It's not dumb. That's one of the beauties of the internet, is that it has decentralized information, and a lot of the information that we were fed wasn't truthful because it was misaligned and realigned to sell a product or an outcome and was steered. That's what the mainstream media is, right?
Yeah.
That's what we look for: alternative media and alternative information. All of the shit that I've learned to fix my shit over the last 2.5 years was never on TV.
Yeah.
Right? Therapy, working out, mental health, fucking meditation. I learned all this shit from the internet.
Yeah.
Right?
What about that late night game show, the one where you call up?
What, hot dogs? What was that, the hot dog show? Yeah, I forgot his name, whatever it was. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, so, and because there's a lot less gatekeepers to that information, restrictions, all that sort of shit. That's why people are being so much more polarized or so much more, mentally diverse and intellectually diverse is because there's so much more information out there to consume. But the problem with that is a lot of the information we consume will be taken in by our biases towards that information.
Okay.
Right? Our discernment,
Yes.
the inside part, it'll hear what it wants to hear.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
And that's
Because you can get like the same information and just say it in a different way, and it's taken in a different way.
Yeah. We were talking about Andrew Tate before, right?
Yeah.
Some of his shit is actually intelligent.
Definitely.
It's just that he wraps it up in his fucking, egoistic bullshit that you're just like, this cunt's fucked.
Oh no, I agree with everything he says. I don't know about you. I think his the people that are making his clips on TikTok, that's the way to make them. That's why he blew up so big.
Yeah, because he has influence and is viral, right? He is.
I just mean the style, because they put like the heading of what it is, like the format of it, not the content. The content's irrelevant.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But that's just TikTok format, right? That's just good structured TikTok.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Have a heading, hook point in the first 3 seconds, keep it short.
Yes.
Put some sound behind it. Call to action.
Bit of energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is all energy. We're all just trying to polarize. It's easy. It's like, for every action is an equal reaction. You push against the norm, right? With your aggressive context and whatever you're saying that shakes the norm of what we believe, people are going to react. And then it just swills up the storm of bullshit.
Yeah.
Right? That's the formula is nothing new. The platforms are new. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess also another thing is, I think why also I'm very polarizing and the way people talk to me is like, I think they're used to hearing someone intelligent talk all the time.
No, they're not.
Like through a podcast. Like people just like got that on all the time. So it's just like, it's never really an opinion that they're conflicting with, because everyone's in their own algorithm. Do you know what I mean?
I get what
so
you're
they're like
saying.
listening to it like consistently. And then when they see someone that's just like unapologetically just like against, what's it called when you counter everything?
Antagonistic.
No, the other word. Anyways, like you're against whatever they're saying. I forgot it. Whatever. But yeah, it's a little antagonistic, and you go against them, and then they just can't handle that because they've been in their bubble for like 10 hours of the day, and you've come and just ruined it.
Yeah, but
you
just
popped it.
Yeah, but that's
you popped the bottle.
That's because you've ran with your RV Yemeni bubble. No, I don't think it's that. I think it's just like, when it comes to you specifically, I don't think it's that, right? I think people say that shit all the time. The comedy scene just really left and fucking, just really left.
I'm trying to bring it back.
Yeah.
I'm steering it.
Yeah, stir it, man. It needs it. It's coming. The pendulum's coming back, right?
Yeah. You see it in media.
Yeah, and you see what's successful, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot more balanced. And it's, because the left is, I'm left leaning. Always have been, always will be. But the left, the rhetoric is fucking annoying. And you can see that.
Yeah.
Right? You're going, I don't want to be
everyone's
along with
rhetoric is annoying. It's just, I think what we're watching is like, I guess nobody likes anyone with an opinion.
No,
everybody likes the person that reacts to the opinion. You know what I mean? Like we're more in tune with like someone like a Ben Shapiro who comes out and goes, these guys are saying blah, 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 and then we watch him react to their opinion. Like that's what we like.
We like the drama of it.
The actual thing doesn't actually get that much perspective. It's just that out there. Like no one's listening to it because it's so out there. But the person reacting to it, we're like, okay, well, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Maybe.
I think it's just the monkey mind, man. It's that drama shit, right? It's like, honestly, there's not much of a difference between Ben Shapiro and Married at First Sight sometimes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That stirring up of the drama. Yeah, Ben might be a little bit more intellectual and he's got a few more points, right?
Yeah.
But, he's there to be an antagonist.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
How many people have on the media to be antagonists, right?
Yeah.
From fucking Neil Mitchell, Sky News, all the Fox News.
ABC.
Yeah. Who are the ABC's antagonistic?
That fucking girl that interviews people.
Lee Sales.
Is that her name?
Yeah, the one that did 7:30.
She's horrible.
No, she's great, man. She holds it to the fucking the politicians.
She holds it to the Liberal politicians. She doesn't hold it to the Labor politicians.
Yeah. Well,
like, we can't say that the people that make content usually are like the left wing. That's probably why we see it so much.
Yeah, because they're all the creatives.
Exactly. But it doesn't make that much of sense because, like, after you've become a creative and been successful as creative, you just become a right winger.
Really?
Yeah.
Like who?
I don't know, anyone that wants to pay less taxes.
Yeah. You're very right about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like it doesn't make any sense.
No, do you know what it is?
What is this mindset? This mindset's weak.
It's not about weak. I'll tell you what it is.
It's flip-flop mindset.
It's not flip-flop. I'll tell you what it is. Because I've had this conversation with a friend of mine, right? Is like the more you earn money, and I'm thinking, I'm having this feeling too, right? The more you earn money and you see how much you lose to tax, and you associate that with the government and you associate that to public services, right?
Yeah.
That's usually longer in life. You're pretty frustrated with how inefficient the government is. You're sick of fucking people around you and the public around you because they're fucking idiots. And you're going, my money is going to those fucking morons.
My money, my choice.
Yeah. Absolutely. I get that like that. Like, I'm in the top tax bracket and a lot of my friends that work in tech.
The top.
Yeah.
You're not on the top.
I'm top tax bracket.
You're not the top.
I'm not the top. Dude, I'm in the top 3% of earners.
You're not at the top.
No, I'm at the top. But that's still, right?
Like, you don't know Gina Reinhardt.
No, I don't want to.
I do.
Yeah, but that's like the top 1%.
Yes, I got it.
Right? And the difference between 3% and 1% is immense.
You pay tax on your super?
No.
You're not at the top yet. People pay tax on their super, it's fucked.
Yeah, it's only 15% after you earn over 250K or 200.
That's the top. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, but I'm in the top bracket. Anyway. But yeah, you see how much money that is.
Yeah.
And you see how hard you've worked for that. You've outsmarted people and you've worked on yourself and you've put in the yards to get to that point. And then you're seeing it distributed to other people who are doing fuck all with themselves. And you go, how is this fair?
Yep.
Right? Because you've gone through the struggle.
Yes.
And you're going, this should be for me, but somehow other people get this and they are fucking just abusing the privilege of it.
Yeah.
And that's what it happens. You
get angry,
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess there has to be a fucking bottom of society, you know?
There always will be.
Yeah.
Always has been, always will be.
It's hard for people that make money to realize that.
No, it's not.
Like to realize that, like, I'm saying, like, with the money distribution, like, this country is like it's like a socialist, like, heaven. Like, this country loves socialism. Like, they just want people to keep giving money. Even the fucking big corporations, like, those fucking building guys should have gone under. They shouldn't have bailed them out. It's just they just bail out their fucking friends. Like,
I get that.
It's because they're trying to push this, like, narrative of, like, what they've been telling people for like 50 years is own a house. They're just trying to fucking force it down your throat. Yeah. So if that goes, then, then whatever the fuck they're trying to sell you somehow.
The economy tanks, really.
Well, if we lose housing, I don't know if it tanks. If we lose mining, 100% we're tanking.
It's both, man.
Yeah.
In the private sector, in the public sector, it's resources. Yeah. In the private sector, it's houses because...
Yeah. I know it's 52% of our wealth is in housing, 100%. I get it. But, like...
So I get what you mean about... That's not socialism. That's capitalism.
Is that capitalism?
That is crony capitalism, right?
Crony, yeah.
That's the high-powered people in those areas twisting arms to fucking bail them out.
It's fucking sad,
right? The socialism is more like public service, Medicare, that
I guess it's a public service to fucking most of the population.
What is?
to saving that fucking that housing market or whatever. They're saving the housing market. They saved the housing market. If that company went under, how many thousands of people lost their homes?
Yeah.
Investments that they put in hundreds of thousands of dollars into these companies to build like shit.
Yeah.
Like shoeboxes. I bet you they're not even building them fucking proper houses.
No, absolutely not.
Like, it's not the dream.
It's a sausage factory, right? I don't believe in the Australian dream anymore. That's why
I do.
Do you?
The dream time.
You whispered it though. You didn't
It's
really
a
believe
Friday night. It's at the G. Boy, do I believe in it.
Oh, fuck.
Getting polka dotty tonight.
Polka dot.
My favourite film is 101 Dalmatians.
Oh, far out. I think it'd be Rabbit Proof Fence.
Nah, it's not. Not yet.
No?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tragedy. Anyway, yeah.
That's comedy, isn't it? Tragedy.
Yeah, plus
time.
Yeah. That's why I say, I talk about my comedy origin story. Dad, both dad married my mum to stay in the country, had me by mistake, and now I'm a comedian.
Yeah. Fuck.
Right? Everyone's got that. Everyone's got their fucking comedy origin story. I mean, I was funny from day dot. Don't get me wrong.
I got a comedy origin story that you're involved in.
Yeah. Yeah. I gave birth to this man in comedy, and I regret every second of it. No, I don't.
That's that generational trauma. You were a mistake. Now I'm a mistake.
Oh, there's funny worse out there, mate. But fuck, that's so funny. You know what's so funny about that, actually? This is going to get inside baseball. So with Mad Dog, so for people at home, I used to run a dog shit open mic called Mad Dog a few years ago. It got handed to me by Mike. It used to be run by a guy called Kevin Iskokovich. And so I got the room. Kevin wasn't happy about it. Shit on me publicly on Facebook and all that sort of shit. Hacked he took back the Instagram.
That big guy.
No, not Mike.
Oh.
Kevin was like this crackhead that ran it before Mike did.
Okay.
So Kevin gave me shit on social media for running the room, saying that I was ruining the kill of Vibe Mad Dog. I was like, whatever. It fucking blew over.
The vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that junkie vibe.
Yeah, that peak Footscray vibe. So there was that. And then do you remember Ruslan?
Ruslan?
Yeah, Ruslan.
Yeah.
The guy that fucking abused me and threatened me at my own room.
His first set with me was I was sitting in the crowd and he pointed at me and he goes, "You're a Muslim."
Yeah.
That's me.
He goes, "Fuck you, Muslim. I smell Muslim in the house." And I'm like, I'm running this room, cunt. This is your third set.
I said no to him, and that's when I think he lashed out at you because he's like, "You're a Muslim." I'm like, "Oh no, I'm not." And then he's like, "Who else is a Muslim?" Me. I can smell them.
But yeah, so he abused me. This is 2 or 3 years ago. This happened, right?
Yeah.
Mike brings back Mad Dog last week. One last time.
Was it last week? Oh, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, whatever it was.
I missed out.
Both Kevin and Ruslan DM me like we're friends, going, "Hey, can I get a spot?
Yeah.
Hey, can you get me on?" I'm like, "Can't you berated me and threatened me, and you dumb shit open micers are like, 'Hey man, can I get a spot? Is it sign up?'" And I'm like, "Go fuck yourself. This is not some friendly banter, you cunts."
Yeah.
And I was just like, "What the fuck?" I blocked and deleted them both.
Yeah.
Fucking comedians, man. And that's why. Why would you think that comedians' opinions matter in this scene sometimes?
Yeah. I wouldn't call those
people.
two comedians though.
Yeah,
I just call them fucking schizophrenics that
open micers.
dabbled.
Yeah, but
There's no open micers like that now.
Crazies?
Nah, there isn't.
You reckon?
There's some people that are politically that way, but not what was coming before. What you guys are dragging in from that was coming from the street.
Yeah, that's fair.
No one now is that bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but do you reckon that's 2 years? Oh no, I would have thought 2 years of lockdown would have fucking amplified the crazy. You're right. I mean, not that I check much open mics out anymore, but there's no big fucking weirdos anymore, are there?
I guess it's just it's people either people that are legit state, or people that actually want to do it, stayed around.
Yeah.
But I guess the crazies want to do it too. There's no.
Well, there's also a lot less open mics.
Yeah, that's true too. All right, we're gonna wrap this up.
You got to wrap something? You got to go?
Yeah, I gotta go. Oh, I gotta piss.
Fair enough.
It's been like what, an hour and a half?
Yeah, it's been a good pod. It's been a good chat.
fun.
Chuck some more of the fucking pre-pod in, maybe.
Patreon only.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck! I've got to start a Patreon for ACN. That's the next move. Is to once I start creating content. So the next step for ACN is to just get into original content. So the shows, building a sketch team.
We'll do that fucking round thing.
Yeah.
I reckon you can fucking smash that out.
Yeah, it's just about getting the people together, man. It's hard. It's hard to get people.
It's
organized.
like Q&A. That's what you're doing, pretty much. That's like the only other show we've got that's like somewhat
it's like
relevant.
Yeah, it's like all the panel back in the day, or like Good News Week. I don't know if you listen to Good News Week.
I love Good News Week.
Yeah, I want it to be like that ish. It's a mixed match of everything, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to start a Patreon when I start putting out original content. But with that money, I'm going to build a studio. I'm going to create a studio.
Yeah.
Create a dedicated content studio. So I could have multiple pods in there and people can shoot shit.
Nah, sign me up, bro.
Yeah, it'd be good.
I'll do reception. I need a job.
Yeah, you do. Fuck.
Yeah, I'll do. Yeah, if you find a place, I'll do reception, and
You do the house.
I reckon I can get all the pods in Melbourne comedy there.
Yeah, that's what I want it to be.
Yeah.
I want it to be like a dedicated comedy.
But how's it going to make money?
Well, that's the Patreon, right?
Yeah.
It fuels it. And then that's the thing. That's the whole point of the network is like if you're part of the network for a while there, it's about contributing. And then once the wealth generates, you've got the infrastructure, then you start siphoning out. That's the idea.
Yeah. Sick.
It's going to take time, man, but that's the next step.
For sure.
Anyway, man, good to have you on the pod.
All right.
Where can the people find you if they want to, follow your journey?
Dirty Secrets Comedy Club, the best comedy club. And we do a podcast called KakaCast, which we're going to get Jimmy on.
Yeah.
And I do another podcast called Two Dudes, One Pie. And I do another podcast called the Adem Ulutas podcast.
Yeah.
Which is like, I'm trying to just do soccer stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get like the big soccer names to have like this type of conversation, but like soccer stories.
Yeah.
I don't think that exists at the moment.
Yeah, you can do a niche. Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm in the industry, so yeah. Smashing it out.
Yeah, man.
Thanks so much.
Check him out. Absolutely funny guy, an enigma.
Yes.
But a fucking genius inside there somewhere waiting to come out. Probably a few more sessions of therapy.
I gotta go.
All right, guys. Guys, you know where to find me. Aussie Comedy Network for all that good stuff. Thank you, Adam. And we'll see you next week. See you, folks.
Bye.
Bye.